Hey class, here is a quick video on how to graph a parabola. This one is the parabola, or the quadratic, f of x equal to 3x squared minus 10x plus 3. You could also write y equal to 3x squared minus 10x plus 3. So let's find the usual things. First things first, vertex. So we're going to find the x coordinate of the vertex, which I like to call v sub x. It's going to be negative b, so let's just write negative b over 2a, which is negative 10 over 2 times 3. That's 10 over 6, which reduces to 5 thirds. So there's the x coordinate. To find the y coordinate, we're going to plug in 5 thirds for x in the equation. So you can also write this as f of 5 thirds, that's a 5, believe it or not, equal to 3 times 5 thirds squared minus 10 times 5 thirds. My 5's never look good. Plus 3. 3 times 5 thirds squared, this is 3 times 25 over 9 minus 10 times 5 over 3. This is a 10 over 1. That's actually a 3 over 1 too. 10 times 5 is 50 over 3 plus 3. And then here, instead of multiplying 3 times 25, I can cancel a 3 here and a 3 here. So I have 25 over 3 minus 50 over 3 plus 3. So it's 25 over 3 minus 50 over 3. And then multiply 3 by 3 over 3 to get 9 over 3. Notice, as usual, the first and second term are opposite signs, and the second term is twice as big as the first term. Always happens. So 25 minus 50 is negative 25 over 3 plus 9 over 3 is going to give you negative 16 over 3. So the vertex is the coordinates 5 thirds, comma, negative 16 thirds. The y-intercept, super easy. Plug in 0 for x. Y is going to be f of 0, which is 3. I'm doing more work than you need to. 3 times 0 squared minus 10 times 0 plus 3. That's 0 minus 0 plus 3, which is just 3. So the y-intercept is 0, 3. And then before we think about finding the x-intercepts, we're going to plot these things. So there they are plotted. Y-intercept is 0, 3. Vertex is 5 thirds, comma, negative 16 thirds. And we can see that since the vertex is way down here and the intercept is up here, then this has to be the minimum. It can't be the max because there's a point higher than it. Also, it opens upwards because our leading coefficient is positive. So this has to open upwards, and we have to have x-intercepts, right? We're going to cross the x-axis. I know it's got to be right. It couldn't be over here because you can't go back that way. So x-intercepts, yes. How do we find them? We're going to set y equal to 0. Meaning we're going to set y, which was 3x squared minus 10x plus 3 equal to 0. Is that what it actually had? It is. So then we're going to factor this. You can factor this. So this one's actually pretty easy to factor by guessing instead of doing the other thing. I'm going to say, I know I have to multiply the 3x squared. So I have to have a 3x and an x. And then I have to multiply the positive 3, but I have to have a middle term that's negative, so I have to have negative. So it's either going to be negative 3 and negative 1, but that's going to give me a minus 3x and minus 3x, which is minus 6x, or a minus 1 and a minus 3, and that's going to give me a minus 9x, minus 10x, or sorry, minus 9x and minus x, which is minus 10x. So that's how it factors. You can double check that by saying, oh yeah, this is a different color pen, red pen, yeah. This is minus x. This is minus 9x, and minus x minus 9x is minus 10x. So that works out that way. You could also do it the usual way, whatever you want. So setting this equal to 0, we set each factor equal to 0. 3x minus 1 equals 0, 3x equals 1, x equals 1/3. Here, x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3. So our intercepts are at positive 3 and positive 1/3. All right there. And then we try and graph it so we hit through all the points. So this is where it becomes challenging, especially if you're drawing things nicely. Notice that this parabola looks a lot steeper or narrower than our previous ones, and it's because the coefficient of x squared is 3. The larger that coefficient is, the narrower the parabola gets to be. I will also point out, this always happens, that our axis of symmetry is x equal to 5/3, and the x-intercepts, which are 3, so 3 minus 5/3 is 9/3 minus 5/3, which is 4/3, and 5/3 minus 1/3, right? That's one. I didn't label them, sorry, but it's 1/3, right? Right. 5/3 minus 1/3 is also 4/3. So that each of these intercepts is equidistant from the axis of symmetry, which is always, always, always true. The last thing I want to say is that the minimum value is y equal to negative 16/3, and it occurs at x equal to 5/3. All right, that's it. That is how you would graph this parabola, doing the most efficient work we can, finding the vertex, the y-intercept, and then x-intercept because they had to exist.